You know, I got to tell you, when I think about your career, you know how everyone always says a reality show can't produce not since Kelly Clarkson or something or Carrie Underwood. But, I mean, you have been incredibly successful from coming out of the X Factor.
Thank you very much.
When you went on there, I was watching your first episode when you sang Stevie Wonder. Yeah. Why Stevie Wonder? That's hard. And doing it, were you doing it a cappella? Yeah, I think
I did a cappella, yeah. I did. I don't really know. I was at home, and I used to hate, like, people looking me in the eyes while I was singing.
Yeah.
Ever. So I basically had like 3 songs that I was thinking about doing. And I went in the bathroom in my house. I was living with my mum and my sister. And I made them stand on the other side of the door of the bathroom. So I sang the 3 songs. I was like, which one do you think I should do? And then they said that one. So I did Isn't She Lovely through all of the like earlier auditions before you get on the TV show.
Yeah.
And
had you ever performed publicly before that, or was it just?
I did. Yeah, I was in a band at school.
Right.
I was in a band at school. So we did like a Battle of the Bands competition.
Did you win that?
We did win that.
Well, nice.
We won what did we win? We won like 10 hours of studio time or something.
Where are those dudes now who were in your band?
One of them is still doing the band. He used to be the drummer, but he's the singer now.
Right.
And then one guy he went to Italy. He like became like a chef or something.
Are they able to deal with your success, or you're not even in touch with those guys?
I'm in touch with, I speak to one of them a little bit, and I've spoken to another one kind of recently-ish, but not super recently, and then kind of lost touch with the other one.
So
one of them I wrote my first ever song with. It was called Winter. This guy hated it.
Is it any good?
It's not the best.
Writing songs is unbelievable, but if you don't write your own music, you're fucked, right? I mean, in a sense, the only person I can think of, like Linda Ronstadt, had a pretty good career just doing cover versions and things.
Right.
But you don't want to end up in that place. You want to write your own authentic music.
Yeah, I mean, I think a big part of it is what you want to get from it, as well as kind of what artist you want to be. I think if you're looking for like fulfillment in music, and you want to like take songs and be like a massive pop star and just have people write the songs for you and sing them, then you'd think the goal is so that it's more successful. So then I just think you're measuring yourself on like the being successful part of music, which is fine and it's amazing and it works for a lot of people. I don't know. But then that's the only thing you're ever measuring it by. So,
were you tempted in the beginning to just get taken over by, like when Simon Cowell is running? I'm not a big Simon Cowell guy, a fan.
Sure.
Because I wonder, I don't even know this. I don't know why I imagine this. But imagine when you're working in that environment and you're with this band now, One Direction. They're probably saying to you, listen, you don't know how to write songs. We're going to take over. We'll tell you what to sing, we'll tell you what to do, and we'll make you a big star. I would imagine that's their approach, because they think they know better than you.
I feel like, I mean, to be fair, they did know better than us, because like when we started, I was 16.
Right.
I'd written maybe 2 songs before. So I also, everything was so new and exciting, and you're suddenly working with these big producers and big people, and like, I never would have been confident enough to be like, actually, guys, I'm going to write a song on this first album.
Yeah.
And so it was basically like the first album was pretty much done, kind of, writers and stuff.
The first One Direction album, they bring in a team.
Was pretty much like, okay, we're going to do this song.
Right.
And these guys have written this song. What do you think? And that kind of thing.
And you didn't resent that. You were like, okay, let me see what's going on.
No, because we didn't know what we were doing either. Like, I didn't know what really was going on. It was kind of like,
Were you totally accepting of all the other guys they chose for you to be in the band with right away? Or were you kind of...
Yeah.
You didn't care because it was
because it was on the show. It was all, everything. I wasn't like a solo artist. So it wasn't for me like, I really want to see if this solo artist thing will work out before I take a
Were you
step into the
insulted
band.
when Simon first said to you, I don't want you to be a solo artist, you need to be with these other guys?
No.
You didn't care. You were okay with it.
It was all new and I had no idea. I didn't go on the show thinking I was going to win. My mum actually entered me in to go.
Oh, is
she
that
kind
how
of
it
signed
happened?
me up for it, yeah.
That's interesting.
So at the time, X Factor was a really big show in the UK.
Yeah.
And we used to watch it as a family, and we were watching it one time, and somebody finished a performance, and I just said like, "Oh, it looks like so much fun." And then I went upstairs, and then a couple months later, my mum was like, "Oh, you have an audition on Sunday."
Were you furious with her, or were you okay with it?
I was okay. I was excited. I was a little scared, but it was the first round of auditions was at Old Trafford, which is where Man United play, and I was a massive Man United fan, so I was like, all right.
Man, yeah, because you seem pretty relaxed when I watched the tape. I mean, I at 16, if I had to go up on a stage and do anything, I would have passed out. I mean, it's really intense to go through something like that. It's
kind of, it's kind of like one of those just out of body things, because it's so far out of my comfort zone. Like, all I did was school, and I worked in a bakery after school, and that was like my whole.
Did you dropped out of school as soon as you won as soon as you got in the band, right?
Well, I finished high school.
You did.
So yeah, because you guys have elementary, middle, and high school, right? So we only have 2, and you finish at 16, and then you do the extra 2 years. So I just finished after my GCSEs.
Were you so happy to get the fuck out of school, or was it? Yeah.
And that was like, it's kind of, the first 2.5 years of being in the band was just, I don't have to go to school anymore. That's
Were you
incredible.
A popular kid in school?
I was okay. I wasn't like the most popular kid ever, but I don't.
But you know how girls go nuts.
Either.
Like, I was watching the Today Show when you were just on, and that girl like almost fucking passed out when you even talked to her. It was and like you're standing there like, I mean, you don't even know what to do, right? I mean, there's a girl passing out. I've had a lot of that, so I can relate to it.
Yeah. I mean, you get it.
Yeah.
Right?
I mean, look at my face.
You know what
I noticed the women in your band are having a hard time containing themselves. But seriously, I mean, when that girl on the Today Show, she's a fan. Yeah. But I mean, she's over the top freaking out, and you're standing there. So in my imagination, I'm figuring in high school you must have been like the guy, the man who walked around.
I'd love to say that I was that guy at high school,
but you weren't.
But I feel like you'll have a couple of people from my high school calling in to correct the story.
It wasn't like that, right?
No, not really. It's kind of one of those where, like, I had dinner recently with this girl that I went to school with, and a couple of friends, and one of them was my manager was there, and they met, and he was like, was he the same in school? And she was like, yes and no.
Right.
Similar in a lot of ways, and not very similar at all in some ways.
But the thing with the looks, I mean, were you considered the good-looking guy in high school?
I don't think so.
No?
I had a little more timber on me back then as well. I was working in a bakery.
Right. Putting on a few extra pounds.
Yeah. It wasn't great for the... Also, like, when you're kind of 14, 15, you got that bit of, like, puppy fat going on, too.
And where's your dad during just imagine... By the way, the guy who beat you, I don't know who beat you on X Factor.
Matt Cardle.
Matt Cardle?
Yeah.
He came
Very
in number 1.
Guy.
You guys came in number 3, right?
Correct.
Matt Cardle, what is he? He's working at your bakery now, right?
No.
Where is this Matt Cardle?
He's playing, I think.
Is he?
He's playing. Yeah, I ran into him about a year ago, actually, in a pub in London.
But you've blown way past him.
I mean, he's not doing Stern.
No, he's not.
He's amazing. He was like the guy when we were on the show. Like when we were on the show on X Factor, everybody was like, "That guy is so fucking good. He's just so good. Like his voice was amazing. He's just like a very talented musician."
Isn't it amazing how many talented musicians there are out there? And the fact is, the odds of becoming on your level, that famous and that successful and that accepted, it's like 1 billion to 1, right?
Yeah.
It's almost the craziest fucking career to go into.
I mean, it's one of those things where, like, it definitely makes, like, I think about it all the time. And it kind of, I guess, just reminds me how lucky I am to be doing it. Because I know there's, hundreds of thousands, if not millions of musicians who are so far superior to me as a musician. And not everyone gets to do it. It's like one of those things where I do think a lot of this stuff is about luck, and I do believe like some people make their own luck, but I also think so much of it is just about luck and timing, because when I look at it, there's no reason there's no reason for it to have been me who got to do this. Really.
Yeah, I get in my head a lot.